I came home and there was a man in my house.
Well,
He
welly, welly,
had
well.
a mechanical arm.
It is the tail end of Father's Day. I hope you all called your
Happy
fathers
Father's
out
Day.
there. So we are doing a special Father's Day. We're doing now. Some of you those who have not seen the House of Dragon, we will be playing episode 10 of season one. It's about an hour long, and then we're gonna go right into season two, episode one. So to get you all caught up on your House of Dragon, because the dragons are going to war. They're going to war with family, going to war with family. You know.
It seems to be, table manners come into this. I don't know a lot about House of the Dragon or much about Game of Thrones outside the memes and stuff like that, and that it launched a lot of YouTube careers. What I do know is that I've got you here to tell me, and I don't know how this made the jump from animation to live action, but I know that you don't pick your dragon. Your dragon chooses you.
Yeah, pretty much. Or you hatch one. Hey there, Curtis Shelby. Good to see you. Maybe
Hello,
in and out,
everybody.
but bouncing around between you guys and geeky geezers. Understandable. But there's a lot to watch on the tube, and so we're just giving you one more option. And for those who don't have Max, we'll provide a screening room for you. So it is on my dime and not yours. So if you like to follow us over there to the screening room, right there and right there, we will get started with episode 10,
And
season
please,
one, season one, episode 10.
we just cleaned the theater. No gum on the floor, but the popcorn, please. Try not to throw it all over the place. It's very hard to keep the theater clean. Bugs. There's a problem with bugs. But you know what? I don't know a hell of a lot about this. You told me that this episode 10 is pretty fucking epic.
Yeah,
There's a pretty great fight in it, and that you'll be able to catch me up on most of what I need to know to understand the premiere, which will roll next. So let your friends know. If you guys can watch on two screens, that'll help us out. If not, you're cool too. But could you tweet out the stream or give either of us a like? I'm Admiral T, and my pal Outlaw Bill is now going to take us down the garden path of the wonderful world of House of the Dragon, a story I'm sure George R. R. Martin did a great job on.
all right. Here we go with House of the Dragon, season 10, season 1, episode 10. So to recap, it'll be a brief recap, and then you know, this will all get you caught up with season 2. See, this is the king, and he died, and she named his daughter, but then she married his best friend, had two boys, and the boys were sent out, tasked with sending a message to another kingdom, and well, leaving one of the kingdoms, one of the sons got. Well, you'll find out in this episode. I don't want to spoil it for you, those who don't know. This is better than woke Disney on any given Sunday.
It's already a better story than The Last Jedi.
Well, we're hoping with this series, unlike the last two seasons of Game of Thrones, which totally ruined it.
Well, we got
So
the
far,
memes,
so
but
far, so far, season one of House of the Dragon has been really good.
I'm
I
seeing a
highly
lot of
suggest you
I'm seeing a
watch
lot,
it
lot
if
of
you have the
weird blood
means.
and shit. What is this something we'll see happen, or is this beginning just sort of symbolic of what
This is
happens?
just an intro. It's just an intro.
It was weird as fuck, but it was cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't weird and stupid like what we watched the other day.
Worst theme ever. Yeah, they kind of reused the Game of Thrones themes music, which I thought was like, come on, you guys could have spent money on a new theme stuff for House of the Dragon, but it works. Now this is Emerald Teague. This is the I was telling you, the king's daughter. This is her son. This is one of
He's
her
super
sons.
young.
Yeah. If you guys don't want the subtitles, let me know. I can turn it off.
Wow, they kind of did do a twist on the "you don't choose your dragon" line. I was just joking around about that shit from How to Train Your Dragon. So they hang out in a map room of the world.
Well, that's a table that's got a map of their world. That's a Dragonstone.
This is so D&D. Hi, Edge of Time.
Hello, Edge of Time.
Second only two garbage tier kingdoms. Words have meanings
Huh?
and dragons have four appendages. Game of Drakes. Thanks everybody who jumped on. Could you tweet out that we're live?
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I know this was last year, but I had it in my mind that I wanted to do this, but I just
This episode one is for me is Jedi Bill's chance to explain to me what's going on and have us all caught up. So anybody who was like unsure about stuff, Jedi Bill's pretty good with this lore.
well, like I said, this is season 1, episode 10. There were 9 before this, all about
Thank
55 minutes long.
And I thank whoever joined us, and I thank whoever, if you jumped out of the theater or turned on another device, I thank you even more. So, Targaryens, yeah, they've got their ultimate tabletop gaming setup here.
Anonymous Anteater says this is the perfect last episode first. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
There was much debate whether to play it or not play it, and we said, well, fuck it, we'll just play the last episode of the last season. We'll get you all caught up, and we'll see if you'll be interested in watching.
And if you really just if you're all caught up and you only want to watch, episode two, set a reminder. We'll be here. We're gonna watch both. Although this in episode one, there'll be a little more explaining because I don't know who these players are. Egon, is that with their country? Oh,
That
Egon's a
that
person.
yeah. That's her best friend who married her father. That's one of her sons, and they named him king when she was supposed to succeed him.
Can I get her name? This blonde lady.
Uh, my brain's a little bit rusty. I've been doing a lot.
I'll IMDb this. Rhaenyra. She's cute.
They had a younger version of her that was really good too, but she was in her 20s.
This one's not a lot older. This
No,
this one seems to be 30 at the most.
yeah,
But there are a couple of time hops in every season, or in the last season, right?
yeah.
We kind of follow these characters through their lives, sort of.
See, they wouldn't be caught dead saying having language like that in Disney. Them scissoring, even carpet
She,
munching.
she, she would have pulled that baby out with her own hands, slapped it to wake it up if it was male, gently helped it take its first breath if it was a female, and like then she would have just cut the umbilical cord herself and like poured herself a glass of wine. Trying to assess the veracity, how real their sets are. So,
So these are her kids.
okay. One of them named Aegon? Is one of them the
No, no,
aforementioned
that
Aegon?
no,
That's her
her
friend's
best
son.
her best
Well, that's
friend who
Rhaenyra's
married her
son.
father had two boys who have these light ass blonde white
Okay.
hair, and one of them
Hi,
is
Suzanne.
Aegon.
It's nice to see some people hanging out. I hope everyone had a pleasant day. Damon has gone to madness, huh? This faction's having problems. Who are these people? What's their faction name?
Well, she's a
They're not
Targaryen,
Lannister.
but she
Okay.
married. No, she's a Targaryen, but because families had um they had her marry another one, but her husband died, so now she married the king's brother. She married the king's brother, this guy right here, and he's completely loyal to the queen, to her queen, his queen.
Okay. This guy
Yes,
looks
and
familiar.
he was a Doctor Who. He played
I was
Doctor
gonna
Who.
say this guy was
He
Doctor
played
Who.
Doctor Who. Yes.
And thanks everyone who's watching on two devices. It's very appreciated.
So everyone that has robes that have chains, they're known as maesters. They're like the wizards and the knowledge. They have all possess all the knowledge and everything.
Their castle is fucking cool looking.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, yeah,
That's Dragostone.
it's CGI as fuck, but it's cool.
Yeah. See, the line of succession is being challenged because his new wife, his basically niece, um, who he married, and Targaryens have a notorious history of ancestral marriages for the pure blood, you know.
Ew.
So this is his dragon. There's so many dragons in this movie, this TV show. I mean, so this would have been their firstborn, but since of incest and stress, I guess she's gonna miscarry here. It's really weird because the one that played her best friend, they didn't recast her for an older version. They kept her the same.
Jeez, this is. Whew.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic.
I'm glad I was hatched. Yeah, she is pulling the baby out on her own. This is fucking crazy. This is insane. How is she standing up? Well, I mean, she's on her knees, but whoa! I don't know if you're supposed to drop your infant headfirst on the stone fucking floor.
The baby was already dead, pretty much.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is dead.
It's a stillborn.
This just came out of nowhere on this lady and fucked her up. She was expecting something maybe in a few more days. She was not ready for this.
Should have been the first episode. Well, Rusty, this happens. This happens to be season 1, episode 10.
Oh, fuck! It's a Black Sabbath album cover.
Well, you could see because it was an incestuous baby, it had some deformities. You know, the Egyptians had a lot of incestual things, and they had deformities too. You know, King Tut
King Tut was like a freak.
King Tut was deformed because he was an incestual baby. I mean, they're married, but she's married to her uncle. They're like maybe 7 to 8 years age difference.
This is the image that evoked for me. Hold on.
He's feeling the loss. I mean, he did want his a child.
Yeah, he did. He's a pretty good actor. Here, if you want to share that image, that's what went through my mind.
Now, I've never read the novels, but from what I hear from people, the Targaryens were always notorious for incestuous relationships to keep the bloodlines pure.
What weirdos? That lady looks a little bit like Helen Mirren. I know it's not.
Yeah.
Present that image for a second.
Hail, Suzanne.
It's good to see you.
Oh. What were you showing there, Teague?
You can still present it, I guess. That's what the baby scene reminded me of. It's the Black Sabbath album I had as a kid.
It's good to see you, Suzanne. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We're happy you're here. Qui-Gon here's got Lancelot-like qualities.
Pretty good. We got six of you watching with us in the screening room. Happy that you're here.
Hello, everyone.
See, they're naming her their queen. The king, basically the queen of the seven realms.
Talk about a fucked up couple of days.
Yeah.
This
Her
is-
father had just died like a couple days, and then they automatically named the firstborn son the heir and the king.
And
When
we've
he
only
had-
hung out with the
When he had
Targaryens
he signed a decree to name her queen until
Okay.
the king were to come of age. So that's
It's
why
so-
there's this inner war going on.
It's so hard to get peasants right, so I think they made a great decision here with sticking with just the royal family. And there's your diverse people just throwing in the shot there.
Now the queen who just had a miscarriage, her sons were already prearranged to marry her cousins or like third cousins who are the two black girls.
Of course.
Well, they want to keep bloodlines pure, you know. Keep those houses strong, you know.
I think the fact that they are so remarkably different, like, I would. This is not something I'm looking on angling on doing, but I believe it's legal in all states. Is it your third cousin the farthest out, the closest in you're allowed to come? Right, third cousin. You can marry a third cousin, I believe.
Well, I know they're cousins, but I don't know if they're first. I would say they're second or third cousins at least.
This is our second introduction here. It's equally cool, though.
Yeah.
Ray Hanara. Okay. Well, things might not go well, but at least our queen
Yeah.
is pretty hot.
Wait. Well, when she's the older lady is the grandmother to her children, and when the king's son was named king, she brought her dragon into the church where they were naming the new king, and said, "No, hell no, this I won't have this," you know. So she took off with her dragon. So she
At least
supports.
She didn't waste anybody. She just fucked off and said fuck everybody.
Yeah, she supports this queen. rather than
This
the king that was named.
I feel like I'm watching people watch. I feel like I'm watching people play the ultimate game of Dungeons and Dragons. Like I'm in a Dungeons and Dragons arena, just watching people. Like he's gonna roll the 20-sided dice now, Jim. That's right. I mean, they have the best D&D table ever here. Dude, we would go out and spend money on like the expensive dice if they had this set up.
Well, just think about it.
I think
This,
it's really cool.
the show The Alkalite is spending almost $24 million per episode, and you get 30 minutes of show.
And
This
it's
has
stupid,
less
and the
of a
sets suck.
this has less of a budget, has better everything, even better acting and
I'm
better
not
storytelling.
balking. I'm not balking. Nothing is stupid so far. It's not super easy to follow. There's a lot of names and moving pieces to this narrative. I'm trusting, since you watched it last year, that it makes sense because you would scoff if it was stupid shit. And these costumes are 100 times better than the Rings of Power. I mean, we're going for high fantasy here. This is
Yeah.
right. Just,
Yeah.
it's already better than Willow.
I didn't even attempt to watch that monstrosity.
I hung on every minute of disbelief.
which they removed
They
off of
removed.
Disney Plus.
They're hitting one home run after another at $99 stock Disney, huh?
Yeah.
If Disney were a baseball team, they'd be the fucking Mets.
Would
She
you
looks a
stop?
little like
Please stop
Jodie
staring
Foster.
that thing so I can stop looking at it.
By the way, I'm just looking at their third cousins. It looks like that side of the family married out a lot. They look significantly different. I don't think they'll have the same problems.
No.
Are these the names of the dragons? Yeah, riderless. Okay.
No, they're different cities and towns and bannermen.
He's talking about their dragon assets right now.
Yeah. That name,
I like how they.
Greenhead.
Yeah, that's
Greenheads
the
is the last name what they're going the war against the Greenheads.
That's the name of their faction. They call
Yeah.
themselves that too.
Well, the one that was named King and all that fight for them,
Greenhead. As a fan of the New York Jets, all right, that thing's cool looking.
Yeah, they do a really great job on the dragons, man. That's why another
This is
reason I
so
love
much
this show.
better than Rings of Power.
Dragons are fucking badass. I love dragons.
This thing is cool.
If I had a dragon, I would certainly become a world power.
Don't fucking don't fucking use my I always show up on a fire breathing dragon when I want to talk peace. Oh, we've got the Iron Throne. That's cool.
He was gonna make Puck cupbearer. Like, fuck that shit.
This guy curses like a motherfucker. I love him.
I know, right? Great.
This guy's like talking in flowery Shakespearean prose, and the other guy's like, "Go
His
get fucked,
his
you and
daughter
your
is the one
stupid
that
ass."
married the king, and it's his grandchild that was named king. He positioned himself to do that.
You and your stupid ass can go move on and do something else.
He's basically hand to the king, but he's more or less the king because he organized how it all came to be. How the
Hand of
grandson
the king's
became
an
king.
outright job, right?
Yeah,
That's like that's an appointed position or something, right? Did he win it
yeah.
in battle, or is he a political genius?
So you don't know if the war's going to go off here, but tensions are high.
This was their finale of the season, so
Yeah.
we're just they curse as much as me.
I
It's a
know.
little
Don't you
weird,
love
and
it? Don't you love
I
it?
I love it, but it's a little weird. Like, I'm seeing like this Tolkien-esque imagery, and they're like, "Go get fucked, you ass. You're a jerk off," and I'm just like, "Wow."
This is a message from our
I think,
father.
wow.
Even the dragon's getting antsy. They're so
I,
close to war here.
I thank everybody who's watching on two devices, who likes the stream, or who shares out that I'm live. I appreciate it very much. So, King's Landing and Driftmark are the kingdoms, huh?
Well, remember, there's 7 of them, so
Okay. Thank you.
King's Landing is like the ultimate capital.
I'm wondering if my very first ever subscriber to Ruriel will show up. They watched Rings of Power with me. I'm sorry, yeah, Rings of Power with me. They're the first person to join my channel. This seems like right up their alley.
Well, I just shared it out on. I shared your channels out on X and Facebook.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Facebook.
Not that it ever helps, but might as well. Can't do no harm.
It can't hurt. Holy shit. My tweet about this from 53 minutes ago got 204 engagements already. 290 engagements.
Awesome.
Yeah, guys, come on by.
Yeah, well, mostly for the season 2 premiere episode 1. And this will be every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's
We're,
9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. We're just a little late because we were late to the game. But, we'll hope you come back every week.
A Song of Ice and Fire. That's one of the books.
Yeah. Well, that's the series of the 5 books that R.R. Martin
Whoa.
hasn't.
He's beating the shit out of his sister-in-law, wife slash cousin.
Yeah. Niece.
He's beating up his sister. He's beating up his sister-in-law, niece, wife, cousin.
Well, he's passionate.
You know,
He's a very passionate man.
he's a bit of a
And
dick,
yet,
but he's a good actor.
and yet, yeah.
These people get across emotions. She has not been impassive. She looks like the lady who played Cersei a little, but she's prettier. Captain Fanta, or whatever her name is, from the other Game of Thrones, she was one weird chick. Her interviews were strange. She was like 8 feet tall. She was a weirdo. Another good actress, but
Are you talking about the one that married the Jonas brother?
did she marry one of the Jonas Brothers? She's just in
Yeah.
interviews. She's completely bizarre. She was the one who was in Star Wars sequels.
I don't know which one you're. I'll have to see a picture.
Captain
So I know.
Aluminum, the aluminum chick. She has blonde hair, and she's super tall.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. No. No. That's not the one I'm thinking about.
Is her name
I know who you're
Cersei?
talking about now. Yeah.
She's
They
not
totally waste. They
unattractive, but
totally
she's
wasted
really
her in Star
manipulative.
Wars. I mean,
That character made so little sense. They had to bring it back and kill it again, even stupider. That was the
yeah.
stupidest,
Well, that's
stupidest.
the thing. They claim to be for women, but yet they tarnish women too. You
They wrecked
know,
their
they
careers.
contradict. They wrecked everybody's careers.
Daisy Ridley has no work. They have to make another Star Wars movie just to keep her from having to fucking act on the street for nickels. I can't imagine Daisy Ridley in any kind of a movie unless like they made it like something
So
like a Sense and
these two
Sensibility.
are married, and
Okay.
her.
We didn't read the books, so we don't know whether or not they changed these people. Were they more of a Tolkienian look, so to speak, or was this guy always a,
She's talking about his brother got his face. His face got cut in half by the one that curses a lot, and it was just choking out his wife.
that guy's awesome. I wouldn't want to like hang out with him too much, but I like watching him do his thing. He's kind of like he's like Anakin Skywalker, but without like the suit and sort of not as extreme. But he's like, I'm pretty comfortable being a dick and choking people out, and I like the cut of his jib. He's fun. They keep talking about this Aegon, and all I can think of is Aegon from F Troop, and I'm like, they'll be all right.
Yeah,
Banish isn't gonna hurt them. We just saw the baby thing. That was fucked up. So this is Rhaenys as opposed to Rhaenyra, huh?
Yeah.
Lord Corliss just had to eat like 40 CBD gummies to walk down the stairs. What the fuck? Is she throwing shade? He's in about as good a shape as our leader, but he's half his age.
Yeah.
All right, I know the Stark house is from the other series too.
Yeah. House Stark is keeper of the kingdom of Winterfell, which is the north, which has is bigger than like has the most land mass.
And
Like
these guys are like the Florida of this world because they live like in the south by the sea. King Florida man is doing his best to keep it together, but he's a kind of physical Iraq, right? We saw that before. We've got a lot of factions here.
yeah, there is. Yeah, her his house has the biggest
Naval.
nautical fleet in all the seven kingdoms.
And welcome everybody. I thank everyone who's watching with us. Happy Father's Day. It's a little cinematic treat. We're going to watch the last episode of last season as Outlaw Bill brings me up to speed.
Yeah.
People on my channel, you'll be not be need any introduction to Outlaw Bill. Jedi.
That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
Jedi. At one point, I gave up on editing that, and I decided I would bleep out everything but the cursing. There was no monetizing that video. I was like, fuck that. This is going to be the greatest upload ever.
It's pretty fucking funny.
It's funny. I just watched it. You know what? It came on again. Like I was
Well,
watching something
I
else.
enjoyed doing it, and it was genuine how I felt, how I still feel.
I can't thank you enough. But we sat through that fucking show, and then after the show for like 30 minutes, we were both yelling in anger about how stupid it was and how it like. And we'll probably be back on it next week. We're fucking we don't like ourselves. The power of one, the power of two, the
Oh
power of
God!
math. Ah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this nice little break from the shit tier entertainment that we have to deal with Star Trek and Star Wars. This is decent.
And if you don't want to hear our commentary and you just want to watch the show, go ahead and turn down on, after
But
your
leave
commentary.
the device on.
Yeah.
Please.
But this is the commentary / watch along, so we're gonna talk as much as we can.
The assumption we have here is that most people have seen this, and Jedi
Yeah.
Bill's going to explain it to me, who doesn't know much about it. This should make for a really good
Well, it's just
episode,
really it's
season 2,
really
episode
hard to
1.
describe because there's so much going on through everything,
Well, we're about 3/4 of the
It's
way
very
through
hard
this
to put into
episode.
words.
Yeah, we were talking about how we would just be saying what needed to be said, but we've been talking nonstop, and it's all been pretty essential. There are a lot of moving parts and spinning wheels and gears. Being an expert in this is something that I have no shot of in 10 episodes. But um, as long as we don't keep zipping around point of view characters too much, I might be okay.
Well, I could guarantee you, I bet you the premiere of House of Dragon season 2
From the other
episode 1
faction.
is going to be so much higher than the fucking Woka light.
This show has women in it, but they don't seem to dislike me, and they don't seem to hate all men.
She she's telling them take no weapons, you could only be messengers.
Neither of them looks like they think this is anything close to a good idea. And they've got a
They
copy of the
don't they don't think
Silmarillion.
it, they don't think it, but they're honoring their mother's wishes, their queen.
Um, I might try to negotiate a little bit with my mom and be like, how about just like I bring my sword? They're
This is
calling these people
basically
men.
this is basically where she's saying, okay, you are no longer children. You are men. Go be men.
She's got a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old, and she's like, you're men now. What a crazy bitch. Lord Burrito is a proud man. Now, I know things do not go well for one of these kids. I'm guessing it's this one who's younger and seems nicer. The one
Hey,
who's
hey,
getting his ass kicked by his brother before.
hey, T, can you please stop sharing the album covers?
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, no problem, no worries.
This is cool. I'm like, I was actually engaged in it.
I mean, look, it's got dragons, people. Dragons.
The Dracul.
Pretty cool dragons too. I mean,
These are about as cool as the Smaug we saw. That dragon is much runtier than the other ones. That one's having trouble flying, so to speak. It's like it's all dragons sort of fall through the air, like grudgingly staying afloat, like with their wings. In this, they seem to sort of throw themselves through the air. They're ungainly at flying, but they can pull it off. It's kind of cool. Dragons make most things better. Curtis, I agree. I like how his early plan about how they're going to be strong, like their Packwood like plan, and how they're going to be tough and have no problems. It's
mhm.
like I've got a bunch of eggs on the incubator too. It's like, ooh, he sounded like a dragon version of a pot dealer. He's like, I got some clone pots and I got another grow ready to go, man. Now, would this be the song of Ice and Fire he's singing?
No,
I feel
but
like
there's a
Indiana Jones
dragon. There's a
shit.
dragon involved, so he's taking caution. Dragons tend to have an attitude, if you know what I mean.
Wow. This thing doesn't fuck around. It's a little bit dark and murky, though. I would have liked to be able to see it better, but we are in a cave. I guess we'll get outside. The Dragon Whisperer. Does that like the fact that both their eyes kind of tripped out a little bit there? Is that them bonding or something? Are they syncing up like 5G style?
Yeah, basically.
That's cool as fuck. I didn't know you could do that. It's like the dragons checking for available devices. The king's like,
Okay, so here's where he's out to take the message to these folks,
okay.
and he arrives there. Somebody else has gotten there before him, who also has a dragon. It's huge.
Yeah, this dragon, as we saw, is smaller than the others.
It's like
But
a
I like this
teenager.
prince.
Look
He
at the
seems
size of that
nice.
other dragon right there.
It's a good thing this kid's a main character, or he'd be in a lot of trouble.
His 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 cousin is there.
He's got a sword. They told him no weapon whatsoever.
I don't think he has a sword. Well,
I see it.
maybe
Maybe
that's
it's his
just
message. He might have like, I guess having a dagger is like considered just fine. This guy's creepy AF.
Oh yeah, he's the one who gave him that slash across the eye. In an episode when they were younger, he totally slashed his eye.
The, this guy looks like he microdosed a little while ago. You explain these maesters to me.
Yeah, they're the possessors. They're like doctors, and like they hold all the knowledge. Grand
They're wizardish.
advisors. Yeah.
So everybody's got their maester, and if yours is really first rate, you're in good shape. Is that Paul Giamatti?
No.
Looks a little like him in a wig. I guess he's fatter.
He's got three of
Can
them
I
to choose
wed
from.
two? I'll take two of them. Listen, I'll have sex with them, but I can't marry them. It's cool. It's like it would be nice to date someone outside my family. Really, I'm serious about this one. This guy is he is a preening jerk off, and you can tell that he's not too cool.
So this kid is the one who made him lose his eye when he slashed his face with a dagger when they were younger.
How could they have been younger when he's only like 12 now?
Well, they were younger and they had younger actors in there too.
This guy just what has he got, like the recessive gene? Is he supposed to be 20 and he's just super short? Because he looks like he's
No, he's
12.
just taller. They're about the same age.
They're both like early teenagers.
Yeah. It's his brother that was named the king.
Yeah, he has a sword.
Oh,
All
but he's
right,
not
good
done with
thing.
him yet. He's not done with him yet. He's still gonna
Conflict
toy and mess
avoided.
with him.
I'm glad he de-escalated that because this guy seems really unstable. It got
Uh,
really nasty
but
outside.
wait, there's more. But wait, there's more.
Get back to your dragon, kid. You want to get out of here. This kingdom's a little fucked up.
He's like, where the hell's that other dragon? Oh yeah, get the hell out of there as fast as you can,
Good
man.
awareness skills, huh?
The language we're speaking is called Hyberlarian.
See what I mean? Like the dragons don't have the easiest time taking off and shit. I like how they need a few steps and a jump. And it's struggling.
So he's like I guess his age is probably around 13 or 14, maybe.
And the other dragon's like 40.
Yeah, because he claimed it from another person who had it before, and the dragon was already really old and big.
And he's got a 5G connection with it.
So here we get into the dragon
This
fight.
dragon just sensed that something's going on.
This is the dance of the dragons right here, in a way.
Whoa!
See, yeah, it dwarfs it like no
it's
comparison.
Like 12 times its size.
And he knows it. He's like, oh shit, I'm in a really fucked now. See, this guy's toying.
Decent airman.
His own cousin is toying with him, like because he's pissed at him because he took his eye. He took his eye because he got that dragon.
If he's not careful, he's not going to end up with his eye. He's going to kill this little fucker.
This one episode is better than the entire season of the Acolyte. I could tell you that.
I've been engaged this entire time wondering what's going to happen next. It's a million times better than the goddamn Acolyte.
That was kind of a mistake. You pissed that big dragon off.
His 5G connection is not working. This dragon is on pure instinct now.
He thinks
Well,
he's
Jedi
safe.
Bill, he's breaking for the open. Yeah, he looks like he's safe. He's in some beautiful clouds. He's breathing a sigh of relief. And whoa! There's always a bigger fish.
Look. The dragon's gone, the kid's gone, there's nothing left.
Only little pieces of the dragon's out, like extreme edges of its wings. It just chomped the dragon in half and dropped out of the air.
Like, oh shit, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I do? I started a war.
No one knows about this. He's just not going to say anything. I predict he says nothing.
But you can't hide it because you have gossipers who know shit. You have little birds, little spies everywhere. Somehow, I don't know how they know, but somehow they know.
When this episode ends, let's review for like a couple of minutes, and then we'll jump
Yeah,
into episode
yeah,
1 of season 2. But you know
yeah.
what I'm thinking? Just to raise awareness during the halftime talk, I'll go on. I'll turn on my X, and then hey, Radioactive, welcome. It's pronounced acolyte. I'll turn on my X for the in between seasons talk, and then just to raise awareness, let people know we're here, and then we can just jump out. Radioactive Jedi Bill, Outlaw Bill, did not react well to episode 3 of the Acolyte. He was not reacting well to episodes 1 and 2. But episode 3, I heard episode 4 is again going to try to upset and offend as many people as possible.
It's at 15% audience score.
Can you imagine that at Disney they're
Look,
probably
she
like,
knows.
"It's a
She
triumph."
knows. She knows that her son's dead,
Do you have a
and
5G
she's like,
connection
"It's
with
all
your kid?
war. It's wartime."
Someone found out about this, or she can sense it. I'm going to turn on X for a minute. Remind me to turn it off.
All right. Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna stop sharing,
Hey,
and then when we reconvene, I'll start episode 2 when we're.
it's 11:18. We're 1 hour in and 3 minutes. We only spent about 3 or 4 minutes setting this up before we jumped into what was a very, very interesting narrative with a lot of factions. But fortunately for me, this episode concentrated just mostly on one part of one faction. We have a queen. We've got her husband who curses like a motherfucker. He's great. He's awesome. He's that guy is just amazing. I don't know if he's the coolest person to hang out with if you're in this world, but on camera, this guy's killing it. He's amazing. Like he's evil, or he's at least kind of ruthless, and he's good at it. And then we have like that's that's Rhaenyra's husband. And then we have like what's the mother's name is Rhaenyra or something like that, and she's pretty old and looks a little bit like Helen Mirren, and her husband is like
It's
Dreadlock Biden.
yeah.
Her husband's like I don't know his name, but Dreadlock Biden. He's like all right. He's not like he doesn't inspire either confidence or lack of confidence, and in fact he seems fairly decisive. But he's messed up and out of it, and he needed like 65 CBD gummies. That he didn't actually take anything, but like he needed like 60 CBD gummies to like walk down the stairs. He's like leaning heavily on a stick. Like this guy makes Yoda look mobile. He's just not in great physical shape, but he looks fine, which is at odds with it. If anything, my favorite character just got eaten. Can you survive that in this world? I'm guessing he's pretty done. Welcome everybody watching over on X. It's your buddy Admiral Teague, and it's fun to have you here. We're watching House of the Dragon. We're getting ready for season 2, episode 1. We
Yep.
just watched season 1, episode 10. I was a man with many questions. We heard all the names that we hear in Game of Thrones. We heard all the faction names, plus a few others. I'm guessing the Greenheads are definitely getting wiped out because that's not a name I'm familiar with.
Well, it's all
It
House of
does not
Dragons,
look
so
good. It's all House of Dragons. It's a prequel to Game of Thrones, so I guess it has to sync up with that at some point. But I think they've already said they're going to make another movie of whatever George R. R. Martin writes when he finally finishes that book. And from the way New York football season is looking this year, he's not going to get very much done unless Aaron Rodgers has a miraculous recovery.
I'll have some other book that R. Martin comes out.
I would just say, compared to what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, we have been delving through. Like, I just ended my show, Star Trek Share Your Pain, which is the Star Trek Discovery View Party. That was so terrible. This show had the audacity to make sense. I found it interesting. Could it blow up in the next episode? For sure. But they have done a much better job. This looked a zillion times better than Rings of Power. Their costumes were pretty good. Their CGI castle was inoffensive. When we showed the dragons, we went dark and murky. But then when the dragons started to fight, we got to see some really good stuff. They broke into the light, and we had good details on it. And when we saw the other dragon in shadow flying underneath the clouds to fuck with it, that looked cool. Like I didn't mind the lack of detail there. If anything, like these people are making all the right decisions in how to spend and save their money. Like we're going to have a big detailed fight with the dragons. How can we drag it out a little bit and tease it more? And that reminded me of like a Jaws type movie where we see like
Mm-hmm.
or how about Godzilla -1 where we see Godzilla swim under that ship and it's just like 60 times bigger than this huge ship,
Yeah.
and you just know there's going to be problems. So yeah, this dragon, the dragon that got eaten was fairly formidable. It was like the size of a subway car, but the one
It
that
was
ate it was
huge.
like the size of an entire subway train. This one was
Yeah.
like a 10-car long morning rush hour 7 train just rushing by on express, and they thought, I guess he did want to fuck the kid up. He promised he wouldn't slay him. I think he said just wanted to make a gift of his eye to his mom. And
Yeah.
this is one weird family. Like I thought my fucking family Thanksgivings and reunions were awkward. This makes everything in my family seem very smooth and normal. These people, I don't I wow. So what happened was I do not know the name of the other faction guy, but is he a Stark or a Lannister, or is he which faction is he with? Is he another one from their faction? He's a
Well,
Targaryen, but a cousin.
he is a Targaryen, but he's the cousin. His father was the king, and his brother has been named king of the Seven Realms. And uh, before the king had died, she had named succession to his daughter instead of the son. Basically, he wanted the son to become of age for before he become king.
I have one
So there's
small issue.
contention. Yeah.
I have one small issue, and that's the only real issue is, do these people have 5G connections with their kids and stuff too, or is she like kind of like is she like kind of one of those maesters, or does she have some kind of magic to know that the kid's dead, or are we gonna find out that someone's gonna tell her? Like, how does this show function? She just knows, and no one could know except the guy who did it. There are no witnesses. No one saw that.
Emma Ducray is the one that's playing the queen, and Matt Smith is the crazy guy.
He Doctor Who.
Yeah, he's the Doctor Who guy.
He's fucking amazing. Like
He
I
is a
said, I
great,
don't know if
he
his
is an
character is
amazing
right or
actor.
wrong. He's a really good actor. I don't know if his character's right or wrong, but I like watching this guy do his thing, man. If his thing is that he's gonna like, if the next episode, like a couple of things happen, and then for like 6 minutes we just watch him roll and smoke a joint, I'll enjoy it. The guy's good.
Yeah.
But they haven't done that to us. This show has not been torturous. There was a
No.
cringe as fuck scene that was designed to be cringe as fuck, so it wasn't actually. There was a really fucking graphic, fucked up, like that baby just did not
Stillborn.
come out right.
Basically, a
Yeah,
stillborn. It was a stillborn.
the stillborn baby decided its time was
due
coming.
to incestuous,
The
because
baby looked horrific. The
it
baby
had
looked horrific.
it had an elephant man type head. What it looked like to me.
Yeah, it was lumpy like broccoli.
Yeah. All right.
That So anyway, guys, you can jump over on YouTube if you're watching on X because I don't really know how to provide the link there, but there is a way to watch on either of our YouTube channels. It would be great if you could join us. We're hanging out, and we're gonna get into season two. I guess we'll be doing a little more just straight up watching here, but I'm sure I'm going to be a very confused man with many questions, and I'm going to be seeing players that I am not aware of from this first episode, that last episode I saw. Did we mostly stick with one group of people? Like, do we delve into all these other factions that we've heard of, or are only two or three of them in play? Because that would be kind of okay.
I don't know, but this is season 2, episode 1. What is it called? I don't know the name of
House
it.
of the Dragon, I think it's called.
Well, yeah, House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Each episode has a name, has an episode name, which is cool.
And welcome everyone. Hey, Radioactive, it's good to see you, buddy. And everybody over on X. We are. Well, I am Admiral Teague, and this is my buddy Jedi Outlaw
Bill.
Yeah, we have been quite. He was quite clear about the yeah. Jedi is a 4-letter word. I guess before we delve into season 2, episode 1 of House of the Dragon, we'll let you know what we've been up to and how we got to this point. We usually review shit tier entertainment because we did Star Wars and Star Trek. New Trek was absolute disaster. What happened to that woman's baby was a lot like what happened to the new Star Trek.
Wipes the stain of the Woka light out of my eyes and my brain. I still hear that god awful chant. And
there's a link to join me. Oh God, the power of one, the power of two, the power of math. That was all so weird. It was deeply weird. It doesn't seem to mean anything. I mean, I don't know what the next person does except say it's all a dream. It was some of the stupidest things I ever seen. And it's been a while since the relative sanity of Fallout, where at least things made sense and at least we had fun. Well, I guess we're about ready to jump over, but if you're on X, there's a link in my X to jump over to YouTube where we have provided a way to see this with us, so to speak. Although, I found out on broadcasting on X, they have like absolutely no safeguards for anything. I played like a big chunk of Star Trek the other day.
Really?
Yeah, there were no repercussions. I played the entire beginning of Star Trek Voyager. I played the song. I played a 4K redo of it, and it was no big deal. Will there be repercussions down the line? I deleted that stream. It was just to promote my own stream later, the YouTube stream later. But I do like X, and I think it's coming into its own. And when it's easier to track the chat and easier to interact, we'll be able to throw you guys links a lot more easily. But as for now, I've dropped the link in underneath this tweet should you want to join us. And we're going to get to episode 1 of season 2. And let's face it, this is a good show. It's all right. This show is interesting. These people can act. This is not Rings of Power. There's nothing demonstrably horrible going on. And you know what? I have not monetized this stream, so there should be no interruptions. And just come over and let's have some fun. And I guess with that, we say goodbye to X. Thanks for checking it out for a little while. And I think I can turn this off.
Oh, are you gonna turn it off?
I think I can turn X off. Would you like me to leave it on? I could leave it on.
It's up to you. It's up to you. I was trying to find you on X.
What I did was I turned on the X. I'll retweet it.
Oh, okay.
And anybody who wants, go ahead and retweet the stream and let people know about the YouTube part of the stream. You can come over and join me. The more, the merrier. And if you're in the theater and you can watch on 2 devices, that would super help us out. And if not, just tweet out that the stream is live or retweet it. And we're going to continue with
House of Dragon, episode 2, season 2, episode 1.
We're going to
Here
try
we
to
go.
catch the episode title. Let's see if they show us.
Yep.
And let's see how many producers it has in the tradition of my show. All right, this is just a commercial that we have no choice about here. Oh, we got rid of it. Great.
Yeah.
That song was horrible. This is a pretty effective catch up, unlike the ones in Disney and
Yeah.
Marvel shows. Like the Star Wars and MCU catch ups are unrelated. The Star Trek ones, too.
They were once best friends until he arranged her to marry her father.
Of course.
Well, she's become such a bitch, and she plays it so well too.
Radioactive's calling you Outlaw Jedi Curly Bill.
I saw that.
That's hilarious. Well, here we are, two people who usually only review horrible media, exposed to something that so far has been pretty gosh darn good. Outlaw.
But regardless of how you feel about Game of Thrones, so far with House of Dragon season 1, it's been really, really, really good.
And if you're not that into this show, you could just see these costumes again in about 3 weeks in Rings of Power looking worse.
I have
You'll be
no
buying
desire
these.
to watch the Rings of Power. I didn't watch the first season, so I'm not going to watch the second season either.
Unfortunately, the mandate of my channel is that show
I
is so
mean,
bad, I absolutely have to watch it because it's that bad.
I don't know if I could put myself through that much pain.
I don't
I
think I'm
mean,
allowed to not watch a show that bad. I think my channel would turn on me if I didn't.
oh, oh, I'm dead. Aiton,
Do
he
they
was
even
the
know
other
when
dragon
Rings of
son.
Power? I'd like to know how she knows this. Did they announce a date on Rings of Power?
It's even got a better opening than that other Disney folk show. So the title of season 2, episode 1 is titled "Son for a Son."
Well, I
So
think we know what we're going to do to try to work this out. And the poll is live. Should we watch Rings of Power when it airs? Yes, Teague must watch all bad shows. Or the merciful option, no, you've been through enough. Now remember, I've watched Moon Knight.
did you watch Moonlight? Moon Knight?
Oh god, it was fucking stupid.
Did
How
you
many
did you
times?
watch did you watch Echo?
No, I have an Echo.
Uh,
I have an Amazon one of those.
there's a show. Apparently, there's a Marvel show called Echo.
I tried to watch it on my Echo. It didn't work. I don't want to see it. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I saw some of it. I saw the episode with the fight. It was stupid as shit, like all their other stuff. They are really just terrible. But welcome to episode 2. It was the same theme song, wasn't it? The one that no one really dug.
Yes.
A son for a son. Something tells me the
So
dick who caused all this will get away with it, though.
here we go at Winterfell.
Is this the other brother taking his message?
Yeah.
His dragon's kind of a wimp, too, isn't it? It was a little bigger than his brother's. Are they talking about those weird zombies? So that. All right, this is the Dick brother who was beating up on the now, I guess, very yummy brother who was eaten by the dragon.
No. This is a good. This guy's good.
Okay,
He,
he
you,
was beating
the
up on his
ones
little
you're
brother
talking,
in
well,
this.
when
Oh,
you're
these are
thinking
different
about
people.
has the
Okay.
white hair.
Okay, you're right. There are a lot of people in this. This is extreme undertaking.
Here we are at the wall.
This is
Kings
cool,
of
at
the
least.
Night's Watch.
This looks so much cooler than anything I saw in Rings of Power.
So here you have a Stark talking to a Night's Watch guy.
Right. Now these
He's a
guys.
protect. They're basically knights that are protectors of the realm, all 7 kingdoms.
Something tells me that the guys from Black Sabbath read this book before they wrote the Mob Rules album, because that sounds exactly
I
like the
love this.
lyrics
I
of
love the
Neon
sigil
Knights.
of House Stark. It's the wolf, the dire wolf.
It is pretty cool. When did these books originally come out? In the 80s or the 70s? Or how old are they?
Probably the late 80s.
So they weren't around when Black Sabbath wrote those songs.
I still have to get all of them and read them all. I have book 1 and I haven't read book 1, but I am going to read book 1 because the
Are we
books
in
are going to be
Westeros?
different from the TV show.
We are in Westeros, right? We're going
Well,
to see their kingdom
this
a
is
few
Westeros.
times.
This
Yeah.
is the wall right now. This is the wall. This is the
We're
Night's
seeing this
Watch. They're on the
location.
wall.
Yeah, these guys are. We just heard about their story. They're kind of like Aragorn types, but they don't have any provenance and nothing. They have like no real family. They're guests that just like that kind of bond together to protect everyone. They're very selfless if they're as they describe them.
The nightmare creatures. Death.
Yeah, the White Walkers, aren't they called
Yeah.
that?
Yes, they are called the White Walkers.
I know a little bit. House of Dragons takes place in Valeria. Something tells me Valeria is part of Westeros, and we're going to expand into the map. Here's the deal: we're going to see the map of how their
Boy,
kingdom
Tink,
looks.
you really
because
you need to camp up on your Game of Thrones lore.
I am new to this, but here's the thing: Radioactive. We will see what kingdom they're in because we get a look at the map a lot in every episode. It seems we spend a lot of time around map tables talking strategy in this show, but it makes sense and it's not boring. It was kind of cool. It was better than Feelings in Hallways by a lot. Was the final episode well received by people of last season, or was that like shocking and fucked up to people? Like, what's the approach of this show? They can't let this poor lady retire. She patrols hundreds of miles of sea every day. Wow.
They're
In the
trying to kill
term,
that big. They're trying to kill that big ass dragon.
he called her a hoary old witch, but it was spelled Hoary, meaning cold or frosty. Their dialogue makes like sense and it's good with high fantasy, but every once in a while this guy just goes on a cursing binge, which is hilarious.
She could have done that. That's very true. She could have burned them all.
We spend a lot of time in this show, like where we discuss how like maybe we can work it out politically, and then politics just goes sideways in 1 minute at the end of that last episode. They had several well laid plans just blow up.
Yeah, this is a train wreck, but a different kind of train wreck.
This story was contrived to have these things go wrong. It was a mistake. They didn't forget to write it. It was okay. I give season 1, episode 10, like a 7. It was pretty good. I don't know if it was like a Fallout type ending where people were confused and a little annoyed by it. Woo. Now here's Dreadlock Biden. This guy's a mess, but he's pretty decisive. He's pretty good with the ideas at least. But he's old and he has a pretty tough time getting around. And we think he sleeps in a vat of CBD. He's
His
sort of like
sigil,
Nelson. Go ahead.
it looks like his
Sorry.
sigil is a seahorse. A seahorse.
That would make sense, or it's a dragon. Oh, is it the sneeze? Is it the sea snake they talked about?
Maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah.
I think it's the sea snake. That is a cool looking ship.
Yeah, they were getting all the barnacles off of it.
Yes, which is another possible name you could go with. If outlaws get a bad name, like they start breaking the law or they start putting them in a place like a jail, you could go with Barnacle Bill.
No, 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 no. I think outlaw's pretty safe.
Not going to get any worse,
There is
right?
there is
Already
no
a
friend,
ruined rap.
there is no IP under the name outlaw.
They're not making a sequel to Outlaw Josie Wales. It's staying a great movie.
Yeah.
The river run, the crickets sing,
The only way they could
lightning
bastardize
flash.
it if they remake it somehow.
This guy,
Oh God damn it! I'm jinxing. Shut up! Stop it! Stop it! Damn it! I don't want to jinx our old scapegoats. You know.
Yeah, no, they'll never remake. God, could you imagine next year Josie Wells with Chris Pratt?
No, Adam Sandler has outlawed Josie Wales.
Adam Sandler as Terrell, Chris Pine as outlaw Josie Wells. What do you think? The part of Sandra Locke will go to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's like the official Undertaker of all franchises. She's gonna be Lara Croft.
Okay, they're wearing green, so there must be.
These are the greenheads.
Yeah.
Now, like, would his butler be the greenhead waiter? All right, so you know what? In a world where dragons are a huge problem, you need rudimentary anti-aircraft. This dragon's wings are all fucked up. It's an older dragon for sure.
Well, they mix it. The holes in the wings make they more aerodynamic.
That's that dragon had Swiss cheese wings that had been in a few fights.
So this young little shit is the king.
He was the one who was beating the fuck out of his little brother.
Yeah.
Him and his little brother are training with swords, and he's just beating the fuck out of him. And his teacher's like, maybe if you gave him just a moment.
Well,
to
he's
get his head
mostly a
together."
drunk. The guy with the thing over his eye is the asshole.
Yeah, this guy just
This
drinks.
this one's a drunk. He's a drunk. He likes to drink a lot and sleep with anything that moves. He's basically a manhole.
Like the cut of his jib. Oh wait, like anything, like as in like anything. He's
Well,
like,
I
okay.
think mostly female, but I can neither confirm. Oh. She's. Oh, okay. That's what's going on. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
It's important to eat a balanced diet.
She's having relations with the King's Guard or the Queen's Guard or whatever. I guess no, he's King's Guard.
Maybe you want to splash some water on your face. He was looking for, as they say, the man in the boat.
See, I don't understand why they kept her the same, but they had two different actors for the other gal. You know.
Did we have to jump some people up to legal age so we could show their boobies?
I don't know. Ew, this guy's hauling rats on his. Those are rats.
I guess you got to feed something to the baby dragons. This guy would be amazing. Is he? Oh, this
Or
is one
dogs.
of the kings. This guy's
This
lit
is a
as
king. This
usual.
guy's the king right here.
Yeah, he's drunk
This
as
is the one
usual.
known as Aragon or Aegon.
Arrogant.
Aegon.
Arrogant. I have a great idea. Let's give our drunken Caligula-like nephew the throne. This is a prequel. How can they have an old town? Shouldn't it be called Town? We've got like a whole bunch of chicks who have a whole bunch of like power in this, but um, we have a
It's
couple of
scary
asshole
how
chicks.
albino this guy is.
Yeah, he's weird looking as fuck. He reminds me in the weirdness of the way he looks of Mordred from Excalibur. This woman looks like a young Drew Barrymore.
I think this guy, he's wearing red, so he might be a Lannister. Anytime you see the lion, it's a Lannister.
Here's the problem: this guy's drunk and goes after anything that moves, and like now, all he's wasted and he's extending the conversation, so everyone's nervous about who he's going to start fucking. Even the old Chamberlain, he's sort of like. So we can see this faction's map is actually on the wall. Medieval sand batteries. Yes. I would have a lot of them if I was in this kingdom. You would start training on how to operate one at like 5 in my kingdom. So if this is Westeros,
Vagar is the big ass dragon.
where's Damon? I need him to start cursing and call these people dicks or something. He's fucking great. We've gone too long without him already. Boy, is this guy funny looking. This guy looks like Professor Grant from Jurassic Park, but if his mother took like LSD while she was pregnant.
And we got 55 active viewers on X. How you doing out there?
Hello, everybody. We're watching House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 1. And I think we're about to get some female nudity here, aren't we? They're leaving, but the camera's not.
I put the screening room if anybody wants to watch along
Pile on
on
into the
X
theater.
there. Well, of course, if you have Max, you could be watching your own.
Yeah, what's good the time code for anyone who's watching later? We're at the 46 minute and okay. We're at the 26 minute and 33 second mark. Thank you, Jedi Bill. Outlaw Bill. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you that terrible 4-letter word. Like I said, my kingdom would be bristling with anti dragon batteries. Okay, so this is the guy who iced the kid, isn't it? Oh no, this is our pal Rhaenyra or whatever her name
Yeah,
is.
they're picking up the remains of the dragon that got eaten.
How do they? That's the problem. Is I don't know how they know to look here or know that anything is going on.
Oh, there's nothing left of your boy. There's nothing left of her son. Got
He got
totally
eaten
eaten.
pretty much whole.
Yeah.
Even I guess. Well, we see that people sync with their dragons sort of in a 5G sort of way.
I always thought the the throne was always crazy with all these damn swords. Somebody's gonna get tetanus.
This is this is a wacky throne. They said when they were doing Game of Thrones, Queen Elizabeth II visited the set, and they asked her if she wanted to sit in the Iron Throne, and she's like, "I don't think that would make a great photograph." So the problem here is we need to like start upping livestock production because we're mass producing dragons here. This king is an idiot. He had better listen to his advisor.
Well, he is pretty stupid because he don't pay attention, and you know. That creepy dude in the back was the one who basically arranged the death of the other one that got eaten by the dragon.
He should he be telling people his military plans? Wouldn't it be better to just say like, "I got this one handled. Don't worry."
No, he's pretty stupid because you know there's gossip and spies everywhere.
Yeah, he's being an idiot. He named the general and the target. He has not been doing a good job at his economy management or his image. No one likes him, and he's not that good at what he does. Oh, his advisor is just not loving what the king's saying. Oh, the king's gonna have to buy that one back. The advisor's backed off trying to stop him. He went too far to be stopped. So, why do I have a feeling that like this is going to mean that they are going to have a lot less plowshares and stuff like that, right? I mean, I've gone a bit too far in a few places. I cannot. It looks like we have 57 people watching now on X. If so, sound off and say hi, guys. Let us know how you think about this
Yo.
episode. Hello, Don Lewis over on YouTube, and great use of the Captain Kirk emoji. Thank you. Thank you for being a member of my channel. Oh my God, people. People seem to want me to suffer. Listen to this. Should we watch Rings of Power? Yes. Teague must watch all bad shows. 60%.
Did you watch? Did you watch any of the first season of Rings of Power?
I debuted myself as a YouTuber with that first episode. That was the first time I ever went live.
Did you watch all episodes of the Ring of Power?
I watched every minute of it. It was fucking horrible.
I would have to torture myself to put myself through that to watch because I love J.R.R. Tolkien and I love
him.
all the return,
The
Return
trilogy
of the King
as
and
well,
all that.
The Hobbit. Did you get through the Silmarillion? Because that's slow until page 70 when he breaks into his normal style. It's a long slog to get to the normal part of that book where he writes like in his normal style.
I've never read the book, but I watched the movies.
The Silmarillion's not really in any of the movies.
I know.
It's the rejected book. You know what? You should try Unfinished Tales. It's just excerpts from the Lord of the Rings and other stories. They stand alone. It's like 3-chapter story arcs. You'll like it. Okay, so this guy's the hand of the king again.
Well, he's always been Canada the King. That's the thing.
She just pointed it out. You've been hand to 3 kings. If you were any good at your job in late middle age,
Well,
you're on your second king.
He positioned the one to be king in power, basically. So in a way, he was kind of above them because he put them there.
Right. And this decision is crashing and burning right now with this
grandson. His grandson is such a dumbass.
He's an absolute idiot. He just said something about building weapons. Like it was the same old problem they give you in economics class. The same problem that everyone has: guns or butter.
The one guys were worried about they need to build a scorpion to defend against a dragon.
The scorpions are the giant crossbows that they use for the anti-aircraft things, and he's wisely ordering a bunch of them. But the problem is, we already heard that there's a problem with food. So I think the issue here is because we heard about food and then we heard about weapons. It's basic economics here for a nation: guns or butter. That's what it's called in economics class, right? Like how much resources do you put into feeding people? How much resources do you put into war? And if you don't do either one right, you'll lose your kingdom. And this guy doesn't know anything about guns or butter. The sound design in this is really good. It's super fucking loud though. And welcome everybody.
Well, Ramon Geronji is the one who scores all the music for the show, and he's a great composer.
The White Worm sounds like a bad problem. It was a decent movie though. Now this woman's like an American Indian, right? Possibly.
Maybe.
What do we got? Like an Australia-sized continent here, though, that we're dealing with. Though that map was pretty crowded. That line was a little funny. This guy could just turn around and kill this chick. He's really mercurial. Damon is like a wild card. This is the longest he's gone without cursing.
He's even greater when he kills people.
I'm hoping he decides to kill her because he's at his best when he does that. I think he's such a powerful character. He's got such presence on screen. This is like this is like no Disney actor. Thank God he didn't go back to Doctor Who and self-destruct like Tennant did.
He, I almost feel like he was born to play a Targaryen here. He plays it so well.
Well, between seasons, he took an oath not to curse as much. They put like a swear jar in the castle. Please take our poll. And hello, everyone on X. 61.
Oh yeah,
Not
she's
sure how many
pissed.
live.
She's about to go on the warpath. She wants her best friend's son.
We don't
One
know
of 'em.
anything but that this kid is dead, though. No one can see it. They're like 25,000 feet in the air. We found a pair of wings and possibly a skull. See, here we go. We have our map tables. Every faction has them. This faction has the best map.
That's the one who's the king right now. She's calling for his death already.
Doctor Who? No, Aegon, not Damon. But Damon has
Yeah.
the title of king too, but he's king of another faction or his sub faction. He's not the over king.
She should want the boy with the scar over his eye, the patch dude.
All we know is that he's dead, and it would have taken a bigger dragon to do what happened. But this chick has info from Otto Hightower, and she does look quite Native American. I apologize there for my sinuses.
That's her it's his brother that got killed.
He's just found out too.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about this is compared to what we've watched before in the past, Outlaw.
Yeah.
These people are able to like express stuff with their faces and their the way they move around. Like gets across part of the story.
Well, they're not trying
They're
to sell
acting.
one
Political agenda,
yeah, and
fucking
one
bullshit.
sexual orientation.
Oh my god, what's in the giant vagina planet? In Vagina City? Do not leave these vaginal
It was
walls.
bricks, and yet it burnt.
Those bricks were made out of napalm. Don't you know that's how you build a city? Outlaw? If you're a Jedi, you would know a thing or two. The Jedi showed up, they couldn't have been nicer, but then the next thing we know, everybody's fucking dead. This
So
show,
it looks
on the
like
other hand,
it looks like they're having a funeral here.
This show, on the other hand, yeah, they're having a memorial service for their kid, and this makes sense. Disney Soy Wars is not real Star Wars, absolutely not. We have seen some of the worst. Yeah, Radioactive. I just saw the comment. That's a good one. Who knew the 11th Doctor had a side quest to the planet of fire and ice? And so far it's worked, but we have no hesitation about saying the name of the show in this. It's like we are the House of the Dragon, and we're gonna go House of Dragoning on. Maybe I'll get Audible back and use credits to listen to the books because I don't feel like giving this guy too much money, knowing he didn't finish it. But it seems like he's spinning off so many shows. I'm gonna have to read his books, aren't I? Let's see. Radioactive says if the writing for Star Wars was as good as this, we'd finally have a decent Star Wars show. This is 100 times better than anything I've seen since the moment I walked into the theater for Force Awakens. The last time Star Wars reached this kind of heights was the Clone Wars 2D movie that came out in theaters in, what was it, like 2006? It's been downhill since then. Just a sheer drop since then. Like, I'm going to guess that last year's...
Wow, we got a record 63 watching on X. You guys
Hello,
are awesome.
everybody. You guys are great. I'm Admiral Teague, and this is my pal, Jedi Bill. Please like and follow our channel.
No, it's Outlaw Bill.
Sorry, Outlaw Bill.
It's Outlaw Bill. I do not associate myself with carpet munching scissoring.
Crazy, yeah. We're still on YouTube, not just X. We're not allowed to be that. We like everybody. Love who you want to love, but please just Can we have a story as well as just people re-identifying what they are over and over? I hate character McPherson from that other show. Like these people, I kind of know who some of them are already, and I'm less than 2 hours into this. I also have to say that their kingdom and their world here, nothing looks anywhere near as awful as Rings of Power. This stuff is fairly decent. It's well filmed. Okay, here's this dog shit scumbag who killed his cousin, isn't it? I can't tell in the dark.
I think
This
this
is
is the same guy we saw hunting the rabbit mice or rats.
Yeah, we saw him walking around the cage with the rats in them.
Yeah.
Why would you just not like kill the rats?
Don't know.
What? I guess because they knew they were going to have that kid killed, they recast one and not the other. Because the one guy seemed looked near on 20, and the other kid looked like 12, and you said that they were pretty close in age. He hasn't cursed yet. Are they just making us wait for it? I gotta be honest, asshole here with the one eye, Popeye asshole here. He's a lot more competent than the douchebag running the whole show.
Yeah.
Here we are. You can see
It's
the
gonna
map.
be a drag if he gets killed in this episode because although he's a great villain,
Go ahead and take
and
our call, by the
I
way.
want to see him dead, but like not so early on in the series, you know. But that's the thing with House of Dragon and Game of Thrones. Nobody's safe. Anybody can die at any time.
At least they had the decency to kill Pedro Pascal. I guess the Mandalorian just put him out to pasture, right? We see him like sitting on his porch,
Pretty much.
smoking a cigarette under his helmet or something. Just like, been a long day. Alicent is also a queen of one of the factions. But they're sort of like scissor sisters, if you get what I'm saying. Like they had something going on when they were younger.
Yeah.
What? Hey, guys, get out your memes and meme me Obi-Wan handing Luke a scissor. This is the Jedi's weapon from a more lesbian and elegant time. It's an elegant scissor from a much more diverse time. Before the woke times, before Kennedy. Sadly, we don't have a dwarf in this show.
No, God, Peter Dinklage was so great. He was so great in Game of Thrones.
Where do you think he's from? He has a really strange accent. I Googled this. Where do you think he's from?
Peter Dinklage is from New York.
Yeah, he's from Hoboken, New Jersey, I think it's actually, or Hackensack. He's from the New York area, yeah. You might as well be from New York. I accept him as a New Yorker.
I think he's living in LA though now.
Well, you know, it's a small of them to leave town. I loved him as a wrestler. I forget his name.
He's a bloody
wrestler.
brilliant actor though. I swear to God.
He gave Disney the excuse to cast like Snow White and the Seven Meth Heads, but I guess now they're back to like they've realized that they have to be dwarves. Weird, weird, weird.
Oh, now he wants this guy to be king.
The hand of the king is going for king number 4.
Yeah.
The thing is, we're going to depose king number 4, and king number 5 has got like people who are somewhat competent out to catch them. Is that a rat terrier? It should be. It better be a rat terrier.
That's a dog.
Yeah, it better be a rat terrier, right?
I
He's the
don't
rat
know.
catcher. Well, the rat catcher should have a rat terrier, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Rat terriers are born in the same litters as Jack Russells. They just it's a Jack. The difference between a Jack Russell and a rat terrier is aesthetic.
I guess as a dog breed that's good at hunting rats.
Well, the thing is, they're born in the same litters. Rat terriers are Jack Russells with longer hair, and Jack Russells are said by many to be the smartest and bravest dog, even though they're only like medium size. Because there's really small dogs. This dog is by no means big, but the thing is, his size is to his advantage. You can get under and around everything a rat can, mostly, and get the rats. The Scotty is also was developed for killing varmints. Like the little Lapland poodle. He's looking for an adjective for his name. How about Aegon the Late?
Oh, so they are going after the king. They're going after the king. I will mind if I will actually I'll celebrate if he gets killed in this episode.
What, the one-eyed guy or this douchebag?
No, the one that's king right now.
Yeah, Robert Plant here up on the throne.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a fucking idiot.
He's an alcoholic. You can see he's drunk right there.
Guys, just imagine giving like a slightly shorter haircut to Robert Plant from that weird segment in Song Remains the Same, and you've basically got this weird king. He's got all the best traits of Nero, Caligula. He's a fucking idiot. But the hand of the king is just like he's swapping out one king for the next, just killing them left and right because they kind of suck. Yeah, I don't know if using the rat killer as an asset is the greatest idea. I have a rat catcher guy. I call him my exterminator. Oh, what a dick!
Damn! What the hell? Oh,
Fuck
no, no,
him!
no! You don't kill. You don't
You
kick the
kick you
dog.
that's a cute dog too. Fucking asshole. Unfortunately, that means that this guy's going to survive the assassination attempt, in my opinion.
That might cost the show some viewership. Peter's attack. That damn it.
How much do you want to bet at the end of this we see that no animals were hurt before the screen minimizes and gets us a chance to move? And like tomorrow, they'll be like, don't worry, it was a CGI dog. By the way, I found out, did you know that episode 3 of the Acolyte had an intimacy coordinator as well?
What?
So,
Stop talking about it, Pete! Damn it! I'm watching something good for a change.
I just feel like we're not worthy. Like, at what
We
point do the
could
wheels
continue
fly off?
watching the train wreck, but let's watch something good right now.
You're right. It's just I'm
Somebody's
not used.
about to die. Somebody's about
I
to
think
get
that
killed.
I don't think the assassin's gonna be able to pull this
It's
off.
gonna get
They're really
bloody.
inept. We're gonna have a fight for sure.
It's just amping up for the violence coming.
The music is good. Music is something we don't
It's
hear in the other
intensifying. It's
shows.
intensifying.
We don't hear this in the other shows we watch. Appropriate, non-diegetic music. So this kind of cute chick who needs to tweeze her eyebrows a little more sees the rat catcher and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, she's almost a unibrow.
She's going for the Frida Kahlo look.
Uh-oh. Here comes the fire.
Well, we saw a stone building burn recently, so anything can happen, folks. There's fire on the stone floor. Strange, it's behaving as though it's just stone. Okay, wow. The stakes just went up.
Oh shit. The young
They fucked up. They're getting the wrong one.
they're gonna kill
fucking this up.
they're gonna kill that little boy.
This is a little disturbing and a little funny at the same time. Oh, this is messed up. Choose which one of your kids I off. She's not stupid. This guy looks just a little bit like Mel Gibson. Our rat catcher guy.
Are they both females? Wow, she pointed a finger. Wow.
I think she's lying about which kid it is too. I don't think she's being honest. Yeah. She don't go give up the king's head that easy. I think that they know that. At this point, how do you just not go all the way and delete everyone and leave? Here's the thing: our assassins are really inept. Like no one
What
thought
did
to
you
even
think?
tie
What did
her
you
up.
think was gonna happen? You.
Here's the thing: she still has like she could brain somebody with like a. All right, they've done the deed. They have offed kid two, as far as we can tell here, and she's splitting with kid number one. What a horrific choice. And it makes for a
Wow.
good story. This is dark and horrible, but I'm interested and it's cool. Like when I say horrible, I mean the nature of the events. All right, we just had murder. Now we got boobs. No, damn it. She was lying. Ooh. Oh, I
That
just want to point out
wow.
she wasn't overly upset. Is she in shock? Is she just wired weird?
I don't think that was her boy. I think they maybe purposely put another one that looks that could double as a doppelganger. So in case something like that happens, I don't know. It's hard
There's
to
chances
judge.
for all sorts of intrigue here. And I guess now we get to the speculative part of this. This show was, in my opinion, pretty damn good. I said that the season one, episode 10 was probably like a seven or, an eight. This is also like a seven or an eight, maybe higher, because I don't know some of the context. I can definitely say seven because it was interesting to watch all the way through. But if they did something messed up, if they subverted some lore, I'm not an expert enough to know. I haven't read the books, but this was a good. Whatever they did, this was a good story. And I understand the author consults on this, right? Oh, here we go. We're going to see a little next week.
No shit.
King Keith is starting to look like shit already. He looks a little bit like worn down in the next episode. Ooh. So Corliss is Dreadlock Biden. These coming attractions are compelling.
So
Looks like
much
maybe.
better. So
Go
much better
ahead.
sound design,
The sound design
dialogue,
is excellent.
storytelling. It's so much better.
I was starting to accidentally yell because the sound design was so deep and rich. I had to turn it down a little. They're trying to tell a story here, at least. I don't know enough to tell you if it's faithful to the book or anything more than these last two episodes were good, made
Well,
sense,
basically, this is all
logical.
fiction from even most of the books. It has very little to go from the book.
We're seeing a lot of teases here. We have 8 more minutes of. Okay, these are special attractions. Half of the season is a prologue, and half of the season is a prologue to the war. How tough must it be for them to have to sit there and talk seriously about how George R. Martin's a genius when he's kind of an idiot who shows up at Jet and Giant games to watch the worst football games in America? Their sets and their CGI is pretty tight. It's pretty good. He's just lucky he isn't as delicious and had a bigger dragon than his brother. This faction of knights is pretty of guys who are gonna like kind of just hang out at the edge of the world, holding back like this threat. These guys are compelling and cool. It looks like it's being shot on the island from Last Jedi. A lot of it, which was like the only cool thing about that movie was the islands looked cool. This writer, he's like, George likes the Jets, so I bought myself a green leather jacket so as not to anger him. So here's the evidence. This is as much as we knew. Right, his cloak and the wing of his dragon. So she knows that there's no way he's alive, but she doesn't know anything else. But there are
That
so
that
many
child,
different
that
things
child was
pushing.
swallowed whole by that other dragon, by
Yeah, and
Vagar.
that's why I'm wondering, like, what's the next thing we're gonna do? It's like, go through the dragon's droppings, look for a skeleton. I mean, there's no knowing who did this. And Matt Smith here, he's pretty damn good when he's on screen. These people like actually have relative information and seem more or less on point. I don't feel like they're trying to bullshit me the way the Rings of Power writers always were.
Yeah.
Like were they talking Elvish for a little while to pretend like they were smart, and you'd be like, "That you could have said anything and I wouldn't know it. Come on, just don't try to tell me that you're really talking in Elvish." That is the. I guess they're right. It is. It was darkly funny that the Hand of the King is trying to like milk some competence out of King number three that he's had here.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have much to work with his bloodline, but his douchebag brother is a lot tougher than King Aegon the Second, and a lot smarter. So from his point of view, his character is a nice guy, but he's just lost and undisciplined. And hello, everybody. We're up to 7 votes. Some mercy has been introduced. Only 57% of people think I should watch Rings of Power.
When does that god awful show start?
I don't know. I don't. Why would I want to know?
Oh no.
I don't look forward to when these things happen. I have my hands full looking at the next stupid new Trek project. Thank God it's like 16 months away. Although maybe there might be another Strange New Worlds, which is just another terrible fucking show. I forgot how much I disliked the actress who plays Galadriel, Murford Clark. Oh God, all the same idiots are back. They've been filming since October 2022 and finished after 8 months. This has been finished for like 2.5 years. Summer premiere. I so hated that show. It looks like we're only dropping trailers still, despite this being finished for 2.5 years. And welcome to the 68 people who have joined us here on X. It's nice to have you with us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Happy Father's Day to those of you in the United States. It's ending. It's over here in New York, but in other time zones, you have some time left.
Yeah, it's only 9:40 p.m. in my neck of the woods,
It's 12:40
or in California.
from New York City and from points unknown in the deserts of Tatooine. Well, it's not Tatooine anymore. He's in the Midwest in the desert. They're giving us a lot of info here, which is good because this is
Yeah,
a very complicated narrative. There's no other way to put it. Forever in Lore is just called Blood and Cheese. That was kind of a bold narrative choice, but these actors
yeah,
were up to it. In this show, unlike some of the other stuff we've watched, they trust their cast because they did
yeah.
a better job of hiring them. And this story is from before the wages of woke hit the world, so maybe there's a little bit of BS going on, but it's not as terrible as a lot of these other worlds that we're stuck in watching our other shows.
There we
Um,
go. House of the Dragon, season 2, episode 1. Sun for Sun.
it was very, very interesting. It might have been an 8. This was like the best thing I've watched since.
Oh,
It was
cool.
better than
Video.
any single episode of Fallout.
A video game. Free hero unlocks the. Wow. Pretty cool. I give it a solid I give it
I
a
give it a
seven,
seven and a
seven.
half, 8. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I was
If
saying
it,
a 7.58. Oh,
if I knew more about the lore of this show, I might be able to say to you right now more about it. But I don't know deeply enough about this. Like for all I know, someone's hair is on fire. That they did something that wasn't supposed to happen. For all I know, they swapped princes. But it seemed to me that unlike unlike other shows we've watched, including Fallout to an extent, this was actually better than any episode of Fallout.
damn! Impression formulae blue wolf. He would have meaningful into the
Hi, Wes
sun.
Cagle.
Hey, West Gaggle.
And
He would have
Furion.
both kids eaten, both kids killed.
Um,
Uh,
what? Yeah, the only thing that seems strange here is I guess the deal is we've squared off a few too many times for anybody to have any doubt, and she knows that they were both in the same place at the same time because there's people who saw them together. And if he doesn't say we needed to kind of see this, but maybe we'll still find out. It seems to me the only way they could have known is the guy who got the message who was like, "Don't be a dick," he's like, "Don't kill him in here," and they, whatever. And he didn't seem like he wanted to kill him. He just wanted to like scar him. He said so much. It's like, "I want to scar you for life," and show my mom how great I did. And he just the dragon pretty much swallows the kid and the other dragon whole. It bites it in half and does a deft little move to catch the rest in its mouth. It was absolutely breathtaking. We didn't get anything quite that spectacular. Uh, uh, West Cagle, New Jersey isn't bad. I like New Jersey. Never watched a single second of Game of Thrones. Won't be watching any of this either. I gotta say, this was pretty good. Game of Thrones, I don't blame people who are wary of this because, from what I understand, Game of Thrones like fucked everyone over for like 2 straight years. So, or two or three
Yeah,
straight
it left a
seasons, right?
very sour taste in many people's mouths. That they don't even want to give the House of the Dragon a chance, But
We're in the same place as Star Trek kind of is with New Trek.
well, my take is on it. If you like sci-fi fantasy and you know dragons and knights of the Round Table, Excalibur stuff, well, this is right up
This
your
is
alley.
decent. I
You
just
know,
don't like the only thing I have to say about this episode that I didn't like was Smith didn't say fuck you. I love the way
yeah,
he said
yeah, I
he,
know he's better off when he's
the,
cursing.
yeah,
But
and killing people. Like I wanted him to
like,
kill
damn it,
people.
why
He's
did they
such
censor that shit?
this guy. Why do I censor you? He is commanding on screen though. When he walks into frame, you immediately know what's going on, and you immediately know who's boss.
Ugh.
Um, he controlled every scene he was in. The Hand of the King, that guy is a really good actor too. I felt his cringe, like he was cringing for us, which made us not have to cringe. Because in the other shows that we've been following, like with rare exception, that idiot king just would have been a chick and he would have been right about everything, no matter how stupid. We would have said the same stupid things. And what's going on here is this kingdom is not very stable and grudges are building up. And the only good news is King Silverhair Tar Dipshit has been going much harder into guns than he is on butter. Will his people depose him because he's a lousy monarch? It doesn't look like a very plentiful place. It looks like you can get a living out of this land, but it doesn't look like a land of plenty, does it? Like it's okay,
No.
but you gotta work. You need to farm like two different ways all the time and hunt and gather to stay alive. It's just not a friendly environment. But spectacular in the visuals. You could tell with CGI we're used to that now, but this was like now it's just more like when we look at the CGI, is it good? Is it bad? It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Especially the dragon attack.
the
The
dragons were pretty fucking
the
cool.
dragon attack from episode 10 that was obviously like a big money shot paying off their whole season.
Yeah.
And it was something else. I have never seen anything quite like that. That was an amazing visualization. Brought me back to the old days in the arcade playing Joust, but that's a different story. It was that was cool. That was cool. And we saw a lot of cool stuff in this. Everybody is kind of dangerous. We've got moving wheels and spinning gears in this story, but since it's not written by total idiots on the fly like New Trek or Star Wars, I'm assuming that for the most part, they're only going to have the same problems that we saw going on with. I'm trying to think of a show that had now that this show doesn't seem like it could have problems so far. I mean, the stakes are high.
Well,
We could
yeah,
kill the
not
wrong
yet.
person, but it's competent.
It's
Yeah, if we
doing
start
pretty
killing
good.
the wrong people and put all women in charge and go crazy like in episode 2, then yeah, like no one's gonna watch it anymore. But they seem to have figured that out from what happened to their other show, don't they?
Yeah.
And they were paying enough attention. We kind of we had enough people of both genders who were all across the spectrum. A lot of people just sort of waiting to see how things end up and who could blame them because this is a volatile world. But we have a lot of people actively doing things in play. Right now, thankfully, we only seem to have two major factions in on this, and Corliss, who I call Dreadlock Biden, seems to be in on this too, and he's sort of manifesting himself a little tougher and a little more than he had been in episode 10 of the last season. He's taking his CBD gummies. He can get around a little better, and he does. He doesn't have any hesitation. He's pretty direct, and he seems competent. So I don't mind this character. And I would point out this cast is about as diverse as Rings of Power, and they pulled this off without making us shake our heads and wonder why. Nothing was like a slap in the face. We didn't read the books, we'll admit that, but This world made sense. The people made sense. No one seems like an incompetent idiot. No one seems like a, in their own world, no one seems like a DEI hire. Bill, what did you think?
It's a really good show, and it's better. It's better than a lot of other shows out there.
We're trying so hard not to talk about the other show.
Yeah, yeah. They had the boys season 4 come out with 3 episodes. Go check that out over on Prime. Some say it's gone super woke. You know.
The boys?
Yeah, it kind of
I know a
is.
lot of people didn't like season 2 at all.
Oh, I've loved all seasons. This season's I'm questioning. You know.
Didn't a lot of people say that there was like a shot right at the critics where like Stormfront is reading like the stuff about their team, and she's like, seriously, these critics need to grow up.
It don't matter. Stormfront's dead now.
I don't know. We don't know like the extent of her powers or what they want to do with her on TV. But did they confirm she was dead later, or she just it's been too long for her to come
No,
back?
she's
Really,
dead. She's dead.
She's definitely dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't look too good. She was an Iron Maiden album cover last time I saw her.
Oh yeah, which one?
So House of the Dragon seems like solid entertainment. I guess the only way to know if they're doing everything right is to read a bunch of books that we know the guy didn't finish. That's like the one fly in the ointment is that like unenviable author. You know, it's like his story is good. His story is fun. I'm enjoying it. But I know that at the end he's had writer's block for what? Like, doesn't Nerdrotic count it off? It's like 4,000 days, like 1,100 days later, something insane like that.
Yeah, something like that. So,
What's
what
the
did you
next book
guys
called?
tell us about your Opinions of this show? Are you gonna watch it? You want to come back next week and find out more about this
How
season?
curious are you? Let us know. We can see your comments from X right here in front of us. They will be displayed, and we can display them. So don't be afraid, X. This is a whole new manner of broadcasting, and we look forward to hearing from you. Speak your mind.
Yeah, leave in the comments, please.
Uh, I
How
gotta say,
many of you want to see us sit through another torturous episodes of the woke alike to watch the train wreck continue? I personally do
honestly,
not want
guys,
to
yeah.
watch another episode, but I might do it for you guys. Oh God, the horror, the horror.
Um,
I think I'm gonna
Ella,
have to
Bill,
have
and
a
I.
bucket, a 5-gallon bucket,
We.
just in case for
When is the
vomit.
next episode? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Tuesdays, you know, guys, they say Monday sucks. Tuesday's going to be just as bad this week, and for the next like 5 weeks after that, we have like 6 episodes of this garbage show left. And
Well, yeah, but I have
watching it
buffer. I
is
have buffers.
absolute
I
hell.
have the boys which comes out on Thursday, and then I have the House of the Dragons season 2, episode
I have to call
2
my pot guy
next
tomorrow
Monday.
because of this fucking stupid show. I need an ounce of weed in my house tomorrow afternoon at some point so that I can make sure I'm ready to sit through the stupidity of the Wokalite. It's going to be. That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what to
Oh,
say about that one.
and it's supposed to get worse and worse. I really don't want to do it, to be honest with you, but
These threats that it's
I,
going to get worse
I
is
will
actually
I will
mind
put a poll
blowing.
to see if anybody wants to see me go through the torture. I'll go through the torture
You know
and I'll
what? We
critique it.
should of the rest of the Wokalite. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to post a tweet with a poll in it right now to X. Right. So it's should Outlaw Bill
I mean,
and and
watch a
do I
train wreck
refer to
that's
myself in the third
actually changed
person?
my name.
Should yeah, a show so bad that in the middle of the show he starts rewriting his avatar name. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And that show was just sheer trash. It was everything this show wasn't.
Oh,
In House of the Dragon, like when we saw the dragon for the first time, it was a little dark and murky, and I was afraid we could go down that road. And then when we did see the dragons displayed like in there like very well, but they were landing on the ground and doing other things. But when these two dragons went at it, it wasn't that long, but it was really kind of cool the way the guy played cat and mouse with him. There was just the fight told the story. He lost control of his dragon. I guess he wasn't feeding it enough or whatever because we heard they needed more sheep for these fucking dragons. But he's not doing the best job at dragon management. It's like how to training your dragon that way. You don't choose your dragon chooses you. And I guess he lost his 5G sync that he has with his dragon. But we did something really cool. We saw the dragon in the clouds and we couldn't really make it out. And it broke through into full daylight and we did the fight where we could all see it. And it was just really good. Because I was ready for another, like, you know what I mean? Like, dark, murky, and we just see one shape swallow another. And then all of a sudden, like, they burst into the sunlight. So this show does pay off, and this episode one, it was a good episode one. I guess we're going to build slowly through. Do we have 10 of these or 8?
10.
This is pretty high quality TV if they can keep to the standard of the last 2 episodes I saw. Assuming everything lines up and makes sense, I'm keeping the best notes I can. But there are a lot of characters and factions right now. It's just Damon is really in play. He's got a few things going on. He lost a son. He's lost two. His wife miscarried and he's lost a son in a pretty short period of time. He's not in the playful mood. He unfortunately, like I said, they put a swear jar in that castle of theirs, and they just never got around to cursing.
He's also a dude who just loves to fight in war. You know.
You know, I'm afraid of what's going to happen when I launch this poll. Should outlaw Bill? Do I refer to myself in the third person? I'm a terrible human being. I should be. Yeah, Teague. Yeah, I should call. I should call myself Teague as the sign of being. I can't be humble, right? I have to be a little bit self-important, or like that'll destroy my image.
Well, it's almost like
people might think I'm smart.
I started watching this freaking train wreck called the Woka Light, the fucking scissor light.
The acolyte. Yeah.
Should I continue?
We saw these weird nuns called the Scissor Sisters, I think their name was. They did this weird fucking stupid chant that was the dumbest thing ever. Some of it seemed to be maybe a mockery of Catholicism, but the thing is it was so weird and so stupid, it made less sense than the lyrics of any Dio song I've ever read.
Oh, hells, man.
I'm afraid to hashtag this poll because I think what happens is it'll get stand. I know that I'm on like a bunch of people who love New Trek have me on a list. So whenever I tweet, like 5 people who absolutely hate me see it right away. And by the way, I want to tell them if you guys want to go to Twitter Premium, the people who started the list who hate me, I'll pay for your Twitter Premium because it's great for my image because no one seems to like you. All right, should Outlaw Bill and Teague continue watching the Acolyte? Let's see. The choices are only what is it? It's their lot in life to suffer.
At this point, it literally is hate watching and review bombing to see how the train wreck comes to a complete stop. I guess. I don't know. There's 5 episodes, 5 weeks, 5. That's 5 torturous weeks of torture.
The thing is,
Or
it
will they
comedy
drop? Or
gold?
will they drop? Will they drop the final 4 episodes all at once?
Or will
What?
they like lose a
That is the
couple like
question.
they did with Book of Boba Fett, which
It's
was the best
almost
thing they could
to
do?
be
But
or not to be.
my thing right now, if I could call Disney, I would be like, see if you could combine 3 of these episodes into one and get rid of like 2 of them and just get this over with faster because you're not telling a lot of stories here, and there's nothing coherent anywhere. And they're
No,
like,
each
oh
episode
no,
is
it's all gonna pay. Nothing makes
30
sense.
minutes, and they're paying $2.25 million an episode.
And none of this, like the plot has yet to kick in. Well, at best, I think that they might remember that we need to get the other side of the story in episode 10. Like, I don't know. Who killed all those weird lesbian witches? Who the fuck killed?
Episode 10, there's only 5 more left. There's only a total of 8.
Let's see. The choices in the Twitter poll are, let's see, it's their lot in life. Yes, comedy gold. No, too stupid. No, no for sanity.
Who's yours or mine?
I lost my mind a
I
long
think I
time
think
ago.
you're pretty much crazy. I think I'm the one who would definitely be my mental
You're
health.
the one who has something to lose.
I might
though.
end up in an insane asylum. Okay.
you, you know what? That's not where you're broadcasting from. That's not why I sometimes hear noise in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, coming from 2 different padded rooms in 2 different cities in 2 different parts of America, it's my friend Outlaw Bill and I. We've watched some TV in the last couple of days, some good, some bad. Check out my YouTube channel for Outlaw Bill's rebranding. It's called the video's called the artist formerly known as Jedi Bill. Jedi's just a 4-letter word now, and in this story, they're being presented as the villains, but as incompetent and stupid as they are, I gotta say, like de-aged is Saul the name of Squid Games guy? Saul? Him and his guys show up, and they were actually all right, and they weren't mean to anybody, and they were fairly polite. And then we just see everybody's dead. So who killed them? I don't know. One stray flame burned down this stone building like you wouldn't believe. All right. I gotta tell you, I don't know. I don't know. Like this poll is not. I don't know if this is binding. Uh, Despite the hazards. All right. So let's see. How much time should I give this poll? 1 day. That seems like too long. Let's go. We need to know by this time tomorrow. Let's go 12 hours. Guys, the poll's live now. You know what? Just to be messed up, let's go 12 hours and 13 minutes to be sequential. All right, I posted the poll. It's live. You guys can vote and check out my Twitter feed to see that, or my X feed to see that. I've got to get the name of X right before I can do anything else. Getting the names of the factions in House of the Dragon was pretty difficult, but thankfully they're rolling them out slowly, and the character management's pretty good. But we basically know where everybody's at and what everyone's doing at any given time, which is something I'm a stranger to from New Trek, Star Wars, and Rings of Power. Wasn't it kind of weird that when people were off screen, we still kind of knew where everyone was, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was the show kept us pretty much up to speed on what was going on. And when people were off screen, like their actions were logical. And no one showed up and acted like character McPherson and said, like, my backstory is this and I'm going to kill you. Because we just saw that the other day. And oh my God, was that ever weird. We have, in The Acolyte, we have 2 twins, character McPherson and person McCharacter. Would that be, how else do we put it? I mean, they're the same traits as Riva. They're the same traits as Rey. One's 51% good, one's 51% bad. Everybody's in the gray area here, except the Jedi who say they're undeniably good, and this weird cult that won't let that you can't leave their city. Right? They tried. They said they wanted to go beyond the walls, and like, no, you can't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So who knows where that's going to go? But there's a tweet out there now. I'm wondering. Let's see if it went anywhere. I'm wondering how vested in my suffering people are. Holy sh! 100%. We got one vote already though, but it's no. We grant mercy. And I spelled hazards like a batad. I spelled it Hazeds. I have to fix this. It's too illiterate, even for me.
Wow.
Well, I mean that's one of my strengths. I am pretty illiterate. It's helped me get through a lot of these shows.
Has anybody said something in the on the X chat? Because I'm trying to see if
We have a nice amount of people hanging out, but X seems to be a more passive chat. Rumble, I understand why no one chats on Rumble. It's like you have to give them a couple of levels of verification, and like they're marketing freedom of speech and like not having to have a lot of like fire and forget comments. You can just say what you want and walk away from it. But when they verify you over and over, it doesn't feel very free. And when it's wonky and goes down a lot, it doesn't feel very reliable. YouTube, it's got its problems. We still have to only go as fast as the slowest horse, which is YouTube. This convoy only goes as fast as the slowest ship, and they have all sorts of weird rules about what we can say. Well, we have a few more things to say about the Wackolite. But the House of the Dragon, sure bet, as far as the next episode, things would have to go seriously wrong. I saw 2 episodes that were pretty competent. None of these characters seemed idiotic. No one got out of character. Things that people did made sense. The drunk guy was a drunk guy.
Yeah.
And he acted like a drunk guy. He made bad decisions and he had to be corrected.
Hey, Jeff. How are you doing?
Greetings.
Teague needs
Jeff
an out,
Wyatt,
so
hi.
we.
I need yes. I'm going to be calling my guy. Probably I think I should probably text him now, but maybe I should wait till tomorrow morning. I don't know. The worst thing possible would be to have to watch. Like we will kick the watch of the Wokalite to Wednesday if I can't get the weed on Monday. That sounds like a fate worse than death. What time Tuesday does it premiere? Like 1 o'clock in the fucking morning again, or does it come out at a normal time again?
No.
Sometimes they want to be normal, and sometimes they want to be ridiculous, like 3 a.m. New York time.
Very early, like at 6 at night.
Your time, so 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Basically,
actually,
I
think it's much earlier than that.
By the way, the channel poll, it's neck and neck, 56-54. 56% say yes, Teague must watch all bad shows, and no, you've been through enough, 44%. So a lot of people think it's hell, and a vote for what you want is a vote for what you get on the channel. If you want to continue, if you guys want to continue to enjoy that's for Rings of Power. People are are ready to show mercy on Rings of Power, and I'm wondering about the relevance of Rings of Power. Do you think people will even have the morbid curiosity, and will there be the desire to deny Amazon the views? They are the most dangerous broadcaster for a YouTuber or on Twitter X. They zapped a Twitter account of a guy I know, reminds me of myself, for tweeting out that the Harfoots should be airstruck in a napalm raid by a dragon. How could that be mean? You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't know.
It's like that's like saying I only like dark-haired elves.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Jedi Bill? I mean, Outlaw Bill. Have we said it all?
Who?
Have we said it all about House of... Exactly. Have we said it all about House of the Dragon?
It's good. Check it out if you guys want to. Both seasons. It's better than what is doing. That's for damn sure.
Okay, the tweet is live again. I'm gonna cut it down to 12 hours, and instead of messing around with having doing something cute, I'm going to make sure it's spelled more or less right. Yeah, okay, everything looks spelled more or less correctly. The tweet's live. You guys can vote to see whether or not you want to see more of the Acolyte. Quite honestly, if people had a morbid, gawking curiosity the way they do with Star Trek, and they don't want to give the channel a view, then they could come to us and see it and get sort of like, that train wreck in progress, not be left out, and
Well, others are
still.
going to be reporting on it. If we don't do it, we're just going to be left out, and
I don't. The other case is this: we circle back in the final episode. Like I don't know. Like that episode was so world-breakingly stupid. It was like attempting to break the world, and we would have to really think
we
hard
we
to
could all.
figure.
I mean, we could also do it like 3 episodes, 3 episodes, and then 2 episodes, and split it up. You know,
I think watching it
uh,
live and the actual horror that it causes
yeah,
and pain that it causes us, and like for me, like Star Trek's my thing, so it's not as painful. I do love Star Wars a lot, but
yeah. Well, with me,
really,
it
since
might
they
it might
announced JJ was on
physically
this, I
induce
knew.
it might physically induce vomiting and
Jedi Bill
and
has to watch this
stomach
with like
convulsions.
a bucket. He has to start training the night before if we're gonna watch the Wokalite. He's gonna have to like stop taking in any food. It's like when Hugh Jackman would play Wolverine. He can't drink any liquids for like 12 hours before the stream, and then he can only sip like put ice chips in his mouth so he can like refresh himself and talk. He by no means can he be allowed to just sit there because he might shame his pants. He might
Does
vomit on
anybody?
his keyboard.
Can I go back to the '80s and get a couple Quaaludes?
You know what? That would be. I wouldn't mind some lemon 714s or, I mean, yeah. Like I honestly, I need to get an ounce of weed before I see this show. But like, if there wasn't four House of the Dragon like shows that are pretty good and watchable and logical, where everything everyone did at least made sense, and that had good music at appropriate times, and that would just didn't drag on with people talking about feelings in hallways. I was a little worried that we were going to stand around these map tables talking strategy like we're in like Hilter's bunker. But they did enough like fighting and actual screwing other people and miscarrying and having like mutant babies and getting people like offed by mistake to keep me interested. And like episode one was, they were slowly building up to something, but at the end of episode one, truly a horrible thing happens. Thank God we don't see it. They don't dwell on it. They don't
Yeah,
ruminate on
they're
it.
just there. I just hope there better be
It
more
is.
action and more violence next week because this
I would
one's
like to see some adults
a
go
little
at it
bit
next week.
tamed, a little bit tamed. You know.
The only thing I'll say is the last two people we've seen deleted have been under 16 by a lot. Now it might have been casting in the case of the young prince because he's supposed to be the same age as his cousin. But I guess the decision might have been why recast him since we're going to delete him. But the other actor has to go on to play like this character at 30. Because that actor seems to be like he's 25, even though when you told me his age, I was shocked. But I'm like, I guess if I knew it in the show, and I'm willing to be forgiving for this show in a way I'm not for something like The Acolyte, which is
Yeah,
just garbage.
it is. And I personally don't want to see it. Don't care, but if people want to see me watch the train wreck, come to a complete stop. I'll do it.
You have 2 more minutes to take the poll on my channel. I think we're gonna get ready to say goodnight to everybody. I think
Yeah,
we've said it all about the Acolyte and about
House
House of
of
the Dragon
Dragon
season one,
better
season two,
than
episode one.
better than anything on Disney right now or ever was.
It never reached the level of say the movie Willow as far as how good it was, which that's a pretty good movie. but it never reached the level of the show Willow. It was very high above that. It was almost cinematic quality most of the time. The production was really good. Their costumes were really good. The dialogue was decent. I love when Matt Smith curses. He needs to curse more. I just like
Yeah.
if I could just get a soundbite of him saying "Shut the fuck up, you bloody cunt," I would make that my ringtone on my phone, and I would never ever turn that off. And that would make my show. I could leave my phone on during my show, and no one would mind. They would just think it was a bit. I could hear my phone ring during my show, and know what the hell's going on. But okay, I'm gonna close down the channel poll. We got 9 votes. Vote now or forever hold your peace on whether or not should we watch Rings of Power when it airs. Looks like 56% are saying yes. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and I have ended the poll. And wow, some strange stuff happened when I ended the poll.
Yeah.
Outlaw Bill.
Yes.
Yeah. My everything winked in and out, and the results, I don't know. They didn't come through the same way I expected. I'm looking at them now. I'm trying to augur what happened. But the question was, should we watch Rings of Power
Oh, whenever
when
that
it airs?
starts.
Whenever that starts.
You
And
know what? I'm
could
gonna
you
have to
highlight the
go.
results?
I'm gonna have to go and watch the whole
Hello,
train
Raul
wreck of
Julia,
the
sir.
first season.
So this is what happened when we closed the poll. For some reason, didn't turn out exactly how we expected it, but I think we can disregard the top vote getter. Should we watch Rings of Power when it airs? The results were Biden 100% for some reason. Yes, Teague must watch all bad shows. Someone jumped in there and fucking voted and made it worse and went up a percentage point. No,
I,
you guys truly have no
I,
mercy.
I have to be honest. I jumped in and I voted to watch it for you to
Ah,
watch
you
all
did piece of shit. Now you should have to watch it with me, fucking monster. Some paths, not all those who wander are lost. No, I'm truly lost if I watch the show, but I'll
It
do
took
what you
four
guys want.
hours to
Do
get
what you
to.
want.
Yeah.
I'll do what you say. You guys are my pals, and you've given me so
Basically,
many laughs and so much information.
Raul, Julia. That's basically what it's good for, helping you sleep. It's a sleep aid.
I loved you in 9, and I loved you in it was Street Fighter, right? Um, it took me 4 hours to get through the Acolyte episode 1. Oof, yeah. Oh, it was episode 1 and 2 were together, so I don't even know if they like stopped and started again. There was no way that show could afford to let you think it was over. I think we just powered through episodes 1 and 2, and they'll only have credits when they show them again.
I
And
just don't understand
there was the best they could pull off, and that wasn't so great.
that
Go ahead, Joey.
they're gonna
Uh-oh.
make people wait to air a 30-minute show the next 5 weeks.
I think they would have been litigated about multiple overdoses and
Or
fatalities from
do
the
you think
show.
they
I think
it
people would
might
have
be so
overdosed
bad
on the stupidity.
that they're gonna drop the rest of it before the 5 weeks is
I
out?
think their lawyers have told them that if they drop it all at once, they could be litigated against for bringing on paroxysms and brain seizures. That there could be a lot more cancer out there. No disrespect intended. This story was so fun. If we could watch the whole thing at once, like you might go outside and just start firing a rifle into the air out of anger, just to vent and blow off some steam. I don't know I don't know what to do for the next episode of The Acolyte. There's down the street. There's like a dollar store, right? What if I buy $10 worth of like cheap dishes and throw one at the wall
I
every
mean,
time Star Wars breaks? I break another dish.
the most of the show is going to be this episode, what, 4? Or episode 4, episode 4. It's probably going to be only, 38 minutes long, if that.
Raul Julia played M. Bison. Yes, that's the character, right? And isn't Alyssa Milano in that movie too? Before she started having Twitter, boy, the people destroyed by Twitter. I'm glad that we're on X and not Twitter. Twitter was bad. Remember how bad Twitter used to be?
Uh,
I guess before we go, we should salute. Who's your least favorite person on Twitter as far as the things they say? What celebrity do you just wish would stop? Mine's Tim Russ, Tuvok from Star Trek Voyager. He is really, really stupid. Ever since our friend Deej pointed out to me that he tweets like an idiot, I've been following his Twitter, and I am stupefied every day by what Tim Russ says. He believes anything he hears. There was a misreport of like a really terrible tragedy where like they thought there was like multiple people had gotten deleted by like a gun, and what happened was like two like criminal factions had it out, and there had been gunfire, and a couple people got hurt. No one died. It was bad, and there was like it was not a good thing. Like this was not a celebratory thing. It was terrible. But the thing was, the original reports were like way out of whack, and it was like 38 people like deleted in violence, and it was actually like two people like hurt, and he left that story. He put that story up there. He blamed the entire world for it, and then like everyone started getting on his shit that he was wrong, and he just never deleted it, and he just attacked everybody and blocked everybody who talked to him. And it's ridiculous because he wants to be heard so badly, but like no one can stand listening to him. It's almost a freak show.
well, now.
Now you don't want to take a stab at it, Raul Julia, baby. Raul Julia, who's your least favorite tweeter? Mark Hamill is definitely in anybody's running. He's Star Wars related.
Uh, these goddamn actors, they don't know when to shut their mouths.
Honestly, it's our jobs to talk, and we almost never talk about politics. The joke about Biden in the poll is fucking fair, and we might make a joke about someone else being maybe obsessed with themselves. We live in the real world, but we don't give like an instructional political podcast stream, and we're not gonna tell you who to vote for, and we're not gonna tell you how to live or what to do. We're like media reviewers, and like tonight we got to see some good media, and we thank all of you who joined us. And later this week, we might be back to watching some bad media. We'll let you guys decide. There's a poll on Twitter. X. Twitter, thank God they got rid of that. X is so much better than Twitter. And I guess it's time to say goodnight. Mark Hamill is a joke, says Raul Julia. Remember when he tried to pay his son's GF to have a deletion? Ooh. I don't know how you even make that proposition. He's sick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Admiral Teagians, I think I'm ready to cut it off on my end.
Yeah.
Outlaw, what do you think?
Yeah,
right.
let's
you
let's
can have
call
the
it a
honor of
night.
pulling the plug. I don't have the sound effects, so just imagine that we're beaming off. I came home and there was a man in my house. He had a mechanical arm. You find this man. You find this man. How dare you? All right, everybody, we love you. Good night. I'm your buddy Admiral Teague. This is my friend Outlaw Bill.
Yes, reminding you to be excellent to each other. Party on. We'll see you on the next one. Good night, folks.
We'll be back
We're
in
out
hell
of
in my
here.
studio. Bye. We love you all, and good night, Raul.